Installing clothes dryers in bathrooms is generally not recommended for safety. However, specific circumstances may permit it, such as in senior citizens' apartment buildings where accessibility and limited space are factors. Here are general requirements and considerations for installing a clothes dryer in a bathroom. Firstly, electrical safety is paramount. A clothes dryer must be protected by a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, to prevent electrical shocks. The GFCI should be installed on the circuit that supplies power to the dryer. Secondly, adequate ventilation is critical. Clothes dryers require proper ventilation to exhaust moisture and heat. This prevents condensation and mold growth. Thirdly, adherence to building codes and regulations is essential. Local building codes may have specific requirements for installing clothes dryers in bathrooms. It's vital to check with local authorities to ensure compliance. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, does not specifically prohibit installing clothes dryers in bathrooms. However, it requires that electrical appliances in damp locations be properly protected against moisture. Consider accessibility. For senior citizens, having a dryer in the bathroom may be more convenient than a separate laundry room. In small apartments, a bathroom might be the only feasible location for a clothes dryer. Bathrooms are inherently humid environments, so ensure the dryer is well ventilated and moisture doesn't accumulate. Remember, clothes dryers can emit hot air and lint, posing safety hazards in a bathroom. While the NEC doesn't explicitly prohibit clothes dryers in bathrooms, it's generally not recommended for safety reasons. If installing a dryer in a bathroom is necessary, it is essential to follow all applicable building codes and electrical safety requirements, including proper ventilation, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, and moisture mitigation measures. Consulting a qualified electrician is highly advisable to ensure a safe and compliant installation. When installing a clothes dryer, understanding the electrical requirements is key to ensuring safety and compliance with regulations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for electrical installations, and while it does not explicitly forbid clothes dryers in bathrooms, it mandates specific protections. One crucial aspect is ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect small imbalances in the electrical current, which can occur when electricity leaks to ground. This leakage can be caused by moisture, damaged wiring, or other factors, and it poses a significant risk of electrical shock. A ground fault circuit interrupter works by monitoring the current flowing into and out of a circuit. If there is a difference of as little as 5 milliamps, the ground fault circuit interrupter will trip, quickly cutting off the power to prevent injury. For clothes dryers in bathrooms or other damp locations, ground fault circuit interrupter protection is essential. The ground fault circuit interrupter should be installed on the circuit that supplies power to the dryer, typically a 240-volt circuit for standard dryers or a 120-volt circuit for compact models. The NEC requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection in various locations, including bathrooms, kitchens, and areas where electrical equipment is likely to come into contact with water. While the NEC doesn't single out clothes dryers in bathrooms, the general requirement for ground fault circuit interrupter protection in damp locations applies. Proper ventilation is another critical factor when installing a clothes dryer, especially in a bathroom. Clothes dryers generate a significant amount of moisture as they evaporate water from wet clothing. Without adequate ventilation, this moisture can lead to condensation, mold growth, and other problems. Ventilation helps remove the moist air from the bathroom, preventing it from accumulating and causing damage. There are several ways to provide adequate ventilation for a clothes dryer. One option is to install an exhaust vent that leads to the outside of the building. This vent should be made of rigid metal ductwork, as flexible plastic or foil ducts can trap lint and create a fire hazard. The exhaust vent should be properly sized to accommodate the airflow requirements of the dryer, typically 4 inches in diameter. The vent should also be as short and straight as possible to minimize restrictions and ensure efficient airflow. Another ventilation option is to use a ventless dryer. Ventless dryers use a condenser to remove moisture from the air, eliminating the need for an external exhaust vent. These dryers are often more expensive than vented models, but they can be a good option for bathrooms or other locations where it is difficult to install a vent. Regardless of the type of dryer, it is important to ensure that the bathroom has adequate general ventilation. This can be achieved through a window, an exhaust fan, or a combination of both. The bathroom exhaust fan should be sized to provide at least 50 cubic feet per minute of airflow, which is typically sufficient for a standard-sized bathroom. Building codes and regulations play a significant role in determining the requirements for installing a clothes dryer in a bathroom. Local building codes may have specific rules about the location, ventilation, and electrical requirements for dryers. These codes are often based on the NEC, but they can be more stringent or tailored to local conditions. It is essential to check with the local building department or inspection agency to ensure compliance with all applicable codes. The NEC provides a comprehensive set of guidelines for electrical installations, including requirements for wiring, grounding, and overcurrent protection. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is important to use the latest edition when planning an electrical installation. While the NEC does not specifically prohibit clothes dryers in bathrooms, it does require that all electrical equipment be installed in accordance with its provisions. This includes requirements for proper wiring methods, grounding, and overcurrent protection. The NEC also contains specific requirements for appliances, such as clothes dryers, including provisions for disconnecting means and marking. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may apply to clothes dryer installations. For example, the Underwriters Laboratories or all develop safety standards for electrical products, including clothes dryers. UL-listed dryers have been tested and certified to meet certain safety requirements. Some local jurisdictions may require that all electrical equipment be UL-listed. Accessibility is a key consideration when installing a clothes dryer in a senior citizens' apartment building. Many seniors have mobility limitations, making it difficult to carry laundry to a separate laundry room. Placing the dryer in the bathroom can improve accessibility and make it easier for seniors to manage their laundry. However, it is important to ensure that the dryer is installed in a way that does not create any safety hazards. The dryer should be located in an area where it is easy to access and operate. The controls should be at a comfortable height, and the door should be easy to open and close. The dryer should also be positioned so that it does not obstruct access to other bathroom fixtures, such as the toilet or sink. Limited space is another common factor in senior citizens' apartment buildings. Bathrooms may be the only feasible location for a clothes dryer, especially in smaller units. In these cases, it is important to choose a dryer that is appropriately sized for the space. Compact dryers are available that are smaller than standard models and can fit in tight spaces. It is also important to consider the ventilation requirements when installing a dryer in a small bathroom. Proper ventilation is essential to prevent moisture buildup and mold growth. Moisture and condensation are significant concerns when installing a clothes dryer in a bathroom. Bathrooms are inherently humid environments, and the dryer can add to the moisture load. Without proper ventilation, moisture can condense on walls, ceilings, and other surfaces, leading to mold growth and structural damage. To mitigate moisture and condensation, it is essential to ensure that the dryer is properly vented to the outside. The vent should be made of rigid metal ductwork and should be as short and straight as possible. The bathroom should also have adequate general ventilation, such as a window or exhaust fan. Safety hazards are another important consideration when installing a clothes dryer in a bathroom. Dryers can emit hot air and lint, which can pose risks in a confined space. Hot air can cause burns, and lint can accumulate and create a fire hazard. To minimize these risks, it is important to keep the area around the dryer clear of combustible materials. The dryer should also be cleaned regularly to remove lint buildup. The dryer vent should be inspected and cleaned periodically to ensure that it is not blocked. The general recommendation is that while the NEC does not explicitly prohibit clothes dryers in bathrooms, it is generally not recommended for safety reasons. If installing a dryer in a bathroom is necessary, it is essential to follow all applicable building codes and electrical safety requirements, including proper ventilation, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, and moisture mitigation measures. Consulting with a qualified electrician is highly advisable to ensure a safe and compliant installation. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are crucial safety devices designed to protect individuals from electrical shock. These devices monitor the balance of electrical current flowing in a circuit. In a typical electrical circuit, the current flows from the power source through the appliance or device being powered and back to the source along a neutral wire. A ground fault circuit interrupter continuously compares the amount of current flowing into the circuit with the amount returning. If there is a difference, even as small as a few milliamps, it indicates that some of the current is leaking to ground, meaning it is taking an unintended path, such as through a person. When a ground fault circuit interrupter detects this imbalance, it quickly trips the circuit, cutting off the power and preventing a potentially fatal electrical shock. The speed at which a ground fault circuit interrupter operates is critical. It can trip in as little as 1/40th of a second, which is fast enough to prevent serious injury or death. Ground fault circuit interrupters are particularly important in areas where there is a high risk of electrical shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. In these areas, water or moisture can increase the likelihood of current leakage, making ground fault circuit interrupter protection essential. According to the National Electrical Code, ground fault circuit interrupter protection is required in numerous locations, including bathroom receptacles, kitchen countertops, outdoor receptacles, and unfinished basements. The code specifies that all 125 volts, 15 amps, and 20 amps receptacles in these areas must be ground fault circuit interrupter protected. There are two main types of ground fault circuit interrupters: receptacle type and circuit breaker type. Receptacle type ground fault circuit interrupters are installed in place of standard electrical outlets. They have a built-in test button and a reset button, allowing users to verify that the device is working properly and to reset it if it trips. Circuit breaker type ground fault circuit interrupters are installed in the electrical panel and provide ground fault circuit interrupter protection for the entire circuit. They also have a test button for verification and a reset mechanism. When installing a ground fault circuit interrupter, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. The device should be wired correctly and all connections should be tight and secure. It is also important to test the ground fault circuit interrupter regularly to ensure that it is functioning properly. To test a ground fault circuit interrupter, press the test button. The device should trip, cutting off power to the circuit. Then press the reset button to restore power. If the ground fault circuit interrupter does not trip when the test button is pressed, it may be faulty and should be replaced. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect against ground faults, which occur when electricity leaks to ground. They do not protect against overloads or short circuits, which can damage electrical equipment or cause fires. Overloads occur when too much current is flowing through a circuit, while short circuits occur when there is a direct connection between two conductors, bypassing the intended load. To protect against overloads and short circuits, circuits should be protected by circuit breakers or fuses. Circuit breakers are designed to trip and cut off power to the circuit if the current exceeds a certain level. Fuses are similar to circuit breakers, but are designed to melt and break the circuit if the current exceeds a certain level. It is important to choose the correct size circuit breaker or fuse for the circuit to ensure proper protection. The size of the circuit breaker or fuse should match the ampacity of the wiring and the load being served. In addition to ground fault circuit interrupters, there are other types of safety devices that can be used to protect against electrical hazards. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or SIs, are designed to detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. Arc faults occur when there is an unintended arc of electricity, such as when a wire is damaged or a connection is loose. Arc fault circuit interrupters can detect these arcs and trip the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. Surge protectors are designed to protect electrical equipment from voltage surges, which are sudden increases in voltage that can damage sensitive electronics. Voltage surges can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, or other factors. Surge protectors work by diverting excess voltage away from the equipment and grounding it. When dealing with electrical installations, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician. Electricians have the knowledge and experience to ensure that the installation is safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. They can also help you choose the right safety devices for your particular application. Remember, electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take precautions to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. Always follow safety guidelines and consult with a qualified electrician when working with electricity.